Hey guys, anyone looking to get a random team here in the NFL or MLB, let me know. There's some really good stuff in those, great return on your investment. No waiting, just pay the PayPal, I'll random the teams that are remaining, and you will get the team that's on top. I'll open them up, show you all the cards, and then ship them out tomorrow.
check swing. Always
it's so hard. It's so hard. Gets a run batted in. It's nearly impossible unless the ball's hit like a bullet. Gets out of the box well from the left side. Braves tacking on again, 7-0. It's going to be another good Braves team. Max Fried wasn't very good on debut last night, but the Braves starting pitching, I think that their pitching is going to be really good.
Well, here's the thing. Mike Soroka is going to come back. They add Kenley Jansen to a bullpen that was already just treacherous. And Freddie Freeman's going to be a loss, no doubt about that. But Matt Olson, I mean, again, if you were going to try to draw up a Freddie Freeman clone, Olson will be about as close as you would get.
Good look at him right here too. Perfect segue to get him talking about Matt Olson. This guy can do all things. He's a Georgia native, just a homecoming for him. Solid player. And I know, listen, it's going to be hard for some Braves fans to right away accept him because what Freddie Freeman meant to that jersey, what he meant, World Series championship last year. Freddie was there when they weren't very good. He kind of saw their growing pains. But it's a good Braves team. Schnitker does a really good job. He lets his players play. He kind of gets out of the way. He's adapted to the newer, the modern player. That do things a little bit differently, and he's kind of accepted that. They've accepted him. The Braves are probably still the team to beat when it's all said and done. Charlie Morton, solid, reliable pitcher.
And one more thing about Snitker, the coaching staff is tremendous. Because not only is Brian running the show, but you have two guys with major league managing experience and who are just great dudes. We talked about Ron Washington. Walt Weiss is an outstanding individual. And just that trio there on top to kind of run that team is it's very impressive.
And one of the things the Braves over the years, there was always continuity from the front office to Bobby Cox, the field manager, and even with Schnitker is the guy that was for such a long time was an instructor in the minor leagues at just about every level. Braves gave him a chance, had a chance to talk to him at the World Series last year. He just feels like he hit the lottery, the baseball lottery. He's towards the back end. He understands where he's at in his career. He's thankful for the players, thankful for the opportunity that the Braves gave him. And it's always a challenge. The next year, we haven't seen a repeat winner since the Yankees. It's been a while. It's just hard to do, Fran. Things have to go right. You have to be good. You have to stay injury free. Yeah, and that's going to be the big issue for just about every team, the Braves included. Short spring training. Are you going to be able to manage and handle and get enough innings out of your starter so you don't blow your bullpen out by April and May?
Olson, gotta make Braves fans happy. Oh, great grab. To deep center, almost left the yard. Nick Senzel runs it down. But a big inning here for the Braves. They put up a 5 spot. Only thing Olson doesn't do quite as well as Freddie Freeman. Freddie hits for average really well. Freddie can spray the ball a little bit.
And a notorious slow starter, too. Last couple of years, he was hitting like 200 going into the middle part of May. The COVID year was off to a lousy start until the middle part of August, and he just turned it on.
Great point. As we go back to the nation's capital, we're checking the Mets and the Nats. 3-1. Mets on top. That ball was ripped, so here we go. 20-20. Robbie Cano is out. Nice job by D. Gordon. Remember D. Gordon? They put him out in center field. He's the second baseman. When he was down with the Marlins. Here's another look.
When he gets to it, really makes it look like he's played outfield for a long time, right?
Actually, that was in Seattle.
Dang.
In Seattle when they put him out in the outfield.
He's loving it, too. He's loving it, too. He's like, take that, Robbie Cano.
And back to Scherzer. Josh Bell.
Max knew it, too. Ooh.
I mean, everybody knew it. Really moved.
That's where Soto hit one last night.
443 according to Statcast. That is the one thing that Scherzer will do. I mean, I'll give him some marks.
And that's one of those two. You have a 3-1 lead. A national looks like they're going to struggle offensively. Wow, what a bomb there from Josh Bell.
We followed Josh Bell before.
Oh, he's a big dude. Oh, man. Yes, he is.
And that's coming to a guy, what are you, 6'5", 6'6"?
6'5".
All right, the John Grant spot in a pretty big league against the Blue Jays. So we'll go to Canada and check in with the Rangers in Toronto this next.
March Madness, the Dave single is just a buck in the Wendy's app. Reg! Lunchtime indeed, Reg.
Yeah, how did you see Dave single for just a buck in the air? Choose West. Choose Windows.
If you enjoy wasting time, is it really wasted?
There's an exception to every rule. Is there an exception to that rule?
Why is it called a pineapple when it's not pine or apple?
Just work at a fruit stand.
What if we made the first thing you want other drivers to notice unnoticeable until they turn on?
Question everything. We did. It's your journey in the Hyundai Tucson. Our best Tucson ever.
We really had our hands full with our 2-year-old.
Yeah, so naturally, we double down with the new puppy.
Sure, they're twice as cute together. But now we've got them in the stands.
And double the elders.
Thankfully, we also have new Tide Ultra Oxy with odor eliminators. It can handle a double shock because it's the #1 stain fighter.
And the #1 odor remover.
I thought you guys were out there.
The #1 stain fighter and odor remover, it's got to be Tide.
With Armor All, a little bit of this protects you from a lot of that. Armor All, minimum effort, maximum protection.
If Philly Garcia listened to those who rejected him, he never would have made a name for himself, fighting out some of the biggest names in pro sports. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes him mine. Modelo, root for those, the fighting spirit.
We're Malika Mouth. We're scientists, we're engineers, we dance, though not so well. We get really excited about science, and we want to share that excitement with the world. Windows 11 makes things easier. One of the biggest features I use is going from desktops. By just swiping the screen, I go from being a student to being a gamer. With Synapsys, I have all the important applications all at once. Being a mentor of young scientists is one of the biggest dreams we have. And Windows 11 helps us do it.
I know there's conflicting information about Dupuytren's contraction.
But I couldn't get treatment yet.
Well, people may think that their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. You can't lay your hand flat on the table. Talk to a hand specialist.
But what if I don't want surgery?
Then you should find a hand specialist certified to offer non-surgical treatments.
What's the next step?
Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Our stylists are passionate artisans of hair. Calic, what's the move? Great.
Trim it above the natural bend. Cut it long or short, nothing in between.
Class day! Next up, lumpy heads. So, you in?
All this month, MLB Network kicks off the season with live game action. Big stars, fierce rivalries, non-stop excitement. Here's what's on the lineup card Sunday on MLB Network.
Back on MLB Tonight, presented by Chevrolet. Fran Charles, Dan Plezak with you. Orioles and Rays. Shane McClanahan. You like this guy.
Why was he good this afternoon? 4 1/3, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 7 punch-outs. He was in mid-season form on debut.
Gets out of trouble in the first, then the third, ran the line out. Little guy, but a big pop. Wow, it's going to stay in the park. Ian Diaz is going to score. Rays on top 1-0. Rays, they put again, they went 100 innings last year. And they're the little engine that could. McClanahan facing Cedric Mullins. What a big year Mullins had. 30 bags, 30 bombs. No one saw that coming. Mullins ditched the switch hitting a year ago. McClanahan 4 innings, 7 Ks. Didn't give up an earned run. JT Sharp. He's facing Trey Mancini. Mancini, his final year. Great story from Mancini. He battled colon cancer a year ago. He's the comeback player of the year. Sharp won. That slider gets him. And the 6, Anthony Santander. When is it going to be time, Dan, for the Orioles to kind of come back to earth and contend?
You know what? Straightaway center field. How about this pop right here? Ooh, man. Tied up all of a sudden. Orioles surprises some people in the opener.
Here's Francisco Mejia now in a 1-1 game. And Mullins is there, but G-Man Choi, big man, can move for his size.
Great eight bat, put the ball in play, good things happen. Turn it over to the bullpen. Brooks Raley from the left side, right? Every year it seems like they come up with a new guy, and Nasty right there closes things down to pick up his first save of the year.
Yeah, if you know anything about the Rays, you know bullpen arms are going to be fierce. And so they hold on for the 2-1 victory with Clanahan. We told you, struck out 7. As they win the game 1. Dodgers taking on the Rockies. Freddie Freeman. It's going to take a while for me to get used to Freddie in that Dodger blue.
Kyle Freeland right there. Fastball 88. Plays up to like 94, 95. Chris Bryant.
Woo! That's ball 4. So he reaches in his first Rockies at bat. Jose Iglesias to center field. Connor Joe scores. Rockies on top 2-0. Iglesias emotional at first base. He lost his father a month ago. Another one's Rudy Pops. Gavin Lux. Dodgers ready to turn this young man loose.
You know, unfortunately, the Dodgers are so good. They have good players everywhere. He's had to play out of position, but the back plays. Eventually, he's going to find a home somewhere in the diamond. He's going to be a really good offensive player.
And Mookie Betts. And that familiar leadoff role. And Betts off to a good start. Lux scores. Dodgers on top 3-2. Later in the inning, Trey Turner. All this guy did was lead the NL in batting. Hit over 320 last year. Mookie scores. Dodgers on top 4-2. You mentioned Freeman in that Dodgers uniform. For me, Bryant in the Rockies uniform is going to take a little time. To straightaway center. Over the head of Cody Bellinger. It's his first hit as a Rocky. And the 6th. Speaking of first hits, new faces, new places. And that's what I'm talking about, that Freddie can do the Lindsey Olsen.
And he's been the last couple of years the notorious slow starter. So Dodgers fans, be a little bit patient. It may take them the month of May to get going.
This one's interesting here. 5-2 Craig Kimbrell and Charlie Blackmon after an Elias Diaz double. Blackmon makes it back-to-back doubles. 5-3.
Former teammates right here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3 pitches. 27 out. Craig Kimbrell picks up his first save of the year, in my opinion. He'll lead the NL in saves.
I like it. A's taking on the Phillies. Kyle Schwarber, Nicholas Castellanos. You got Big Lucci that head to Philadelphia. And Schwarber said, let's get the party started right. You know, Phillies fans, we're loving this.
Oh, you know, talk a lot about this Dodgers offense with Freddie Freeman. This Philadelphia Phillies lineup takes a backseat to nobody in baseball. Schwarber brought in, Castellanos brought in to go along with Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, murderers row.
And 32 bombs a year ago. Here's Bryce with the funky kicks to left center. Harper tried to stretch it to a double, but he's nailed. Phillies challenge. Bryce says, hey, you missed me. And he's right. Tony Kemp didn't get him.
Boy, I'd say what lucky though to go in there that sweaty, that constant. Ooh, boy.
They got to do anything.
That's the guy to me right here. Rhys Hoskins. He can stay healthy. Missed the last couple of weeks of the season last year. He's going to come up with multiple guys on base all the time. Expect him to have a 100 RBI season. I'm on record call.
Biggest issue for the Phillies in the last couple of years has been the bullpen. This Aaron Nolan's still on the game, but Jack Pinder with a 5-0 lead.
This ball line and one just looked like a lazy fly ball.
Right. Bigger score. 6-1. Not anymore. Seth Brown.
Now this one was hit, so that all of a sudden it looked like 6-1. It looked like a lap or one swing of the bat. It's 6-4 to green and gold right back in it.
Well, but the Phillies this year have reinforcements. Castellanos, 5 years, 100 mil flat. Down the line, Harper, helmet off. And Castellanos trying to get the third, and he is thrown out 7-5. How about this young man, Bryson Stott, their top prospect. They play all over the infield, starting at third for Alec Bohm. And Stott gets his first career major league hit. Phillies, they go on to win it 9-6. And so, again, that lineup was lethal. Schwarber, Castellanos, Harper, Hoskins, Realmuto, could go on and on. But back to the big boy at the top for his first day after this uniform.
Yeah, you can't write it any better for your first at bat, right? To start off the season, you know, I was able to go back home on the workout day to go see my family, my kid. Awesome. You know, it just gave me that little rejuvenation to go back home and come back here and get this thing started off strong. And we did.
Tell us about the electricity out there today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, talk about great turnout, and you know, we faced a little bit of adversity, and we were able to overcome it and keep adding on more, and you know, we finished strong, and that's what you wanted, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. Great job by Phillies fans tonight.
Hey, Kyle, I noticed when they announced your name and you came out, and they were announcing JT and Bryce and the rest of the guys, you were looking around and kind of eyeing the whole stage and taking it all in. Pretty impressive play.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I said today, it's a little bit different when you come out on the first base side than you do the third base side. And, you know, you just have a whole new appreciation for this place and this fan base. And, you know, I'm so excited to be here. You know, be able to spend the next 4 years here. But, you know, we just got to take it a day at a time and keep grinding.
You mentioned the add-on, too, as the game went on, a little adversity. But that's so important if you're going to be a successful team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know what? Like, there's going to be, you know, physical errors in the game. You know, it is what it is. It's just going to happen. And when that does happen, we have to be able to respond, and we did.
Hey, tell us about your approach today. It looked like you guys were like hunting that fastball early in the count. Was that something you guys, that was the plan for today, or is that something you're going to try to work on consistently this year?
Yeah, you know, I think it was just more being able to get him up in the zone. You know, obviously with that really good split he has, you want to try to get him up in the zone. You know, up in the zone is going to be that fastball, so, you know, we just didn't really want to chase down with him today.
Hey, after the home run, the one pointing to the dugout, is that like, you guys thinking like, okay, we're going to keep track of how many homers we hit this year?
To be honest with you, I don't even know why I did that. I mean, my heart rate was going like 150 miles an hour, and I was excited, but, you know, like I said, you couldn't write any better, and, you know, it was great.
Well, we're glad you got a chance to get home. That's awesome that you saw the baby. You got a chance to see your wife as well. Everybody's doing okay?
Yeah, everyone's doing great. It was a great time to, you know, get back here, see him for about 12 hours, and get to Philly, get the workout, and, you know, give me that little rejuvenation that I needed to start the season.
All right, Kyle Schwarber and the Phillies, they were all on here in the opener here. Schwarber goes lead off home runs at the start of 2021. And boy, you think back, 7 to 10 years ago, Kyle Schwarber, we never seen a guy like Schwarber in the leadoff spot. But boy, he does it. How much the game has changed. Put somebody with some pop in there. And this Phillies lineup, okay, yeah, maybe the bullpen still needs a little bit of work here, but they've done everything they can from an offense.
Now, listen, Dave Dombrowski, they've tried to fix that bullpen. It's been the culprit the last 2 years. But you look up and down this lineup, and Schwarber, to me, is a great, I don't want to call him a reclamation project, but you go back to 2016 in that magical run by the Cubs, missed virtually all the season, comes back, and if it weren't for Schwarber, the Cubs wouldn't have won it all in 2016. Reestablished himself last year, was really good with what Red Sox required him at the trade deadline. His bat plays, the universal DH plays, you can see this. He's happy to be part of the Phillies nation, and I look at this lineup. Nicholas Castellanos, along with this guy, Schwarber, Bryce Harper, rating NL MVP, Rhys Hoskins, Gene Segura, JT Realmuto, and then the guy that they lost at the end of spring training, unfortunately, Mickey Moniak was having a monster spring training. He was hitting a hand. He's going to be on the injured list for a while. If the Phillies bullpen can be good, they don't have to be great, they don't have to be the best. If they can keep them in games, their starting pitching is good. If Aaron Nola's going to bounce back and pitch well, I love the starting rotation. I love the lineup. If their bullpen is good, they have a legitimate shot to win that East.
And also, too, we mentioned Bryson Stott getting an opportunity, their top prospect here. He's starting at third, at least for the time being. While Alan Bohm, who made the 40 man, but still has struggled a little bit.
Eventually, Bohm's got to figure it out.
Yeah, you know what I like about this team, they brought in a couple of guys in Castellanos and Schwarber that they're no-nonsense kind of guys, and they fit kind of. You look at Bryce Harper, and seriously, I know he won the MVP last year, but we've kind of taken for granted how good of a player that he is, and we've taken for granted how good he's been since he's put a Phillies uniform on. He's been front and center. He's taken responsibility, both good and bad. I love the mix of this lineup, and I'm crossing my fingers that they can find that magic formula. If Knable's the guy in the ninth inning, if Famili can throw strikes, they could have a really good bullpen. If so, in my opinion, they're the team to beat in the East. If the bullpen is good, it doesn't have to be great. If it's good, they're the team to beat.
And that's saying something because you got the defending World Series champs there also.
The Mets are good, right? Marlins are an upstart young team.
It's going to be a fun division to watch all season long as we roll in the summer. Did you see how many catches Joey Votto yesterday was wiped up?
Oh,
that's good. That's diving.
It's a cool part about it. Fans they eat that alive. It's great.
We're going to Joey's chop right up about next.
MLB Tonight is presented by Chevrolet, official vehicle of MLB.
Panera chefs have crafted a masterpiece. Succulent seared chicken, a secret aioli, clean ingredients, in a buttery brioche roll made fresh to leave you speechless. Panera's new chef's chicken sandwiches. Enjoy a free drink when you try one.
Skechers, ensuring your comfort and safety is all in a day's work. Skechers rugged, slip-resistant safety toe footwear provides protection, plus many feature Goodyear rubber for enhanced traction and durability, and will keep you comfortable with Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam. Skechers safety toe footwear for men and women.
Hey, you know what I say to all the other Titans of tech? We're making such a fuss over finally launching themselves into space. Welcome to the club. I've been putting people into spaces for years. Millions of people into millions of spaces. MaconApartments.com, the #1 site for renters. Tippy tippy toe, tippy tippy toe. That's a big turkey. Wait a minute. There's one going up now. How many of these guys are there? Apartments.com, the most popular place to find a place.
No one knows where it comes from. Why some have it and some don't. It's the fighting spirit. It consumes fear and weakness. It stands ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. Because as long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
Introducing the Whopper Melt. Try the classic spicy bacon at Burger King. Now open late.
Drama for you in D.C. We'll go back to last night. Yeah, Pete Alonso taking one off the shoulder slash chin there in the lip. There was a third bet that was hit. And James McCann was hit twice yesterday. So now this is tonight. Then Steve Cishek come on for the Nationals. Lindor on with a runner at second. Oh! Upstairs. And it looked like he caught him a little bit on bottom chin. I think maybe the lip. And Buck Showalter's had enough.
He does not like it, and tempers are
Uh-oh.
slippery. It was
Vengeance
amazing, though. You have to
clear.
go out there and protect the players. It looked like Lindor was scoring around the bunt. The ball just kind of traced her up and in. Very fortunate that that ball didn't strike him in the face.
And here we go. The bullpens, when we come into the infield, and again, from Buck's perspective, look, it's a 4-3 game. So the idea that Lindor's in on purpose, the game's a little too close. You're not going to give the Mets that kind of edge. Cishek isn't. The problem, though, from the Mets' perspective is, why do our guys keep getting hit?
It is, and that's really a responsibility as a manager. And you're always sensitive. When anybody on your team, there's seen Pete Alonso was knocked down last night, and then it happens to Lindor, and you're hypersensitive. Anytime that ball is up around the shoulder, head, neck area, it's frightening. And as a manager, your responsibility is to stick up for your players. I would assume Steve Cishek, you want to try to make a hitter uncomfortable. You want to throw the ball and elevate the ball. That's a difficult ball to bunt. But that one just got away. It was almost like a tracer ball that kept coming into Lindor.
And plus, he's got that submarine delivery as well. And it looks like Lindor was flipped a little bit in the lower mouth area. And so cooler heads prevailing here. Yeah, looks like he's down. It looks like maybe he got him on the lower lip. We'll get another look. But again, McCann was hit twice yesterday, once on the foot, and then Alonso, you saw what happened to him last night. In a 4-3 game, again, so there's a runner at second base. And again, too, deep balls, this is one of the things that pitchers always talk about.
That's nearly impossible. You're taught as a hitter, to turn back. When you're scoring around at bunt, you see him right there, and that's just a tracer ball. It's nearly impossible to get away from that pitch unless you're expecting. You see how his face is exposed. Fortunately, Franny's able to turn back towards the backstop instead of turning into that pitch. It really saved him from really maybe taking it square right in the facial area.
All right, so let's go back now. Let's go back to last year when Major League Baseball they put the clamps down on guys using sticky stuff here, and a lot of pitchers said, look, part of the reason why we're doing it, I'm paraphrasing here, but it's so that we can have better control of these slick baseballs in colder conditions. And a lot of hitters will tell you privately they don't mind it because they want to avoid situations like this.
The problem with sports in 2022 and 2021 is if you allow something, teams are always looking to try to take advantage of whatever gray area is, right? You don't mind having a tacky substance, something that's sticky, but as we saw, there were teams, there were pitchers that were taking it to another extreme. And there was proof that rotations, RPMs, spin rate, they were vastly improved, and it came kind of back to the pack. But there's something to be said for pitchers being able to get a good grip on the baseball. I really don't think that Steve Cishek was trying to throw that ball to hit Lindor. He was trying to make him uncomfortable if he was bunting by elevating the ball, and he just tugged that one up and in.
But at some point, Buck Showalter says, hey,
enough is enough. Yeah.
Because even though there might not be any intent, my guy's the ones getting cracked. And so I'm sure that's what Dave Martinez was out there to say quickly. Nobody's doing anything on purpose. But it's one of those things. And, look, as long as we have pitchers throwing batters, guys are going to get hit, and they're going to be in reactions. So Lindor, by the way, has a left the ball game. So his night is done. But he didn't look like he was in too bad a shape. Easy for me to say. But, he looked like he was
It's pretty heated conversation right now that Dave Martinez is having with the home plate umpire. It makes me think like now, are there going to be any warnings that are going to be issued? Is Steve Scheck possibly going to be, tossed from this game? I don't think that will happen, but this is a pretty heated conversation right now that Dave Martinez is having. Just another look at it from a great angle. You can see, fortunately, Lindor able to duck and to turn his face back towards the umpire where he doesn't take the brunt of this.
So, Kimber Ruiz getting Steve Cishek out of the way. Cishek got a couple of things to say, and that's going to be the end of his night. So Steve Cishek pleading his case, saying, again, paraphrasing, I was not trying to hit the guy. But to no avail, his night is over. So what do you think? Do you think right call? You think just to cool things down? Or?
As an umpire, you have to make a judgment. And the judgment is a guy that maybe is an underarm, a sinker, slider kind of guy, that ball that's up in the zone. And Buck Showalter, I'm sure, pleading his case saying, hey, listen, this is like the 4th time we had a ball thrown up and in at the face area. Pete Alonso last night, and this can't continue to happen. This is the reaction right here. Now, but this is understandable because I'm sure there are some Met players right now that they're screaming at Cishek, and he's hearing some of it right now. There's one member of that Mets team right now that's really giving him a hard time, and so I was sure right here he's like looking and lashing out at the guy that said, hey, listen, it wasn't meant to be, and it's an unfortunate situation.
All right, so Francisco Lindor gets hit in the facial area of his lower lip by Steve Cishek. And so Cishek gets tossed. Lindor is done for the night, 43 in 5th. Mets on top. As we go to Toronto, Blue Jays and the Rangers. John Gray, and a lot of talk about Steven Simeon. And no one really said a whole lot about John Gray. Ended up with the Rangers here, but he's having a good night.
I think getting out of that ballpark in Colorado, and I know he's been a disappointment. This guy was a top-round draft pick, first-round draft pick out of the University of Oklahoma, and he hasn't quite lived up to expectations. He set spurts of being a really good pitcher, but a new home, a new scenery out of that ballpark might add up to a big year from John Gray.
Alejandro Kirk goes down swinging. Rangers on top, 6-0. As we go live inside the park to watch one of these fun young ducks in Bo Bichette. And he is one of the main reasons why people are excited about this Blue Jays team. They are the favorite pick for the AL East among the many fans and pundits. You got Bichette, Guerrero Jr., Cavan Biggio back there. They also added Matt Chapman, George Springer in center field with Bichette. 191 hits a year ago. This guy's picking up right where he left off.
I just think his ceiling is so high. He's just starting to really learn the position of shortstop. I had questions, and I had talked to some people, Buck Martinez, who does the games for the Blue Jays on Rogers Sportsnet. I had asked Buck, do you think he has enough arm strength for shortstop? And he has routinely told me, I'm telling you, he has the arm to play shortstop. He's having to learn on the fly. I don't want to say the Blue Jays rushed him up to the big leagues, but he's had to learn that's a premium position to play. And after getting a chance to watch him, his arm strength is enough. The bat plays, and I just think his pedigree. Well, for me, you hate to put this kind of pressure, but I picked him to win the AL MVP in 2022. I just think he has a terrific ceiling.
What I love about, Guerrero and Biggio, these guys, they were around the game as youngsters with little bobs, that the game doesn't seem too big for them. As young as they are, they feel like they're comfortable. They play like they're 10, 12-year veterans. Everything moves at a certain pace. Vlad Guerrero Jr. picks up where he left off a year ago and puts the Blue Jays on the board. That's George Springer scoring, by the way. Springer only played 78 games a year ago. If this guy can stay on the field, like what we've seen from him in the past, it's The lineup, I mean, is every bit as impressive as any lineup in baseball.
The only concern I have about the Blue Jays is their bullpen. Jordan Romano closing things down at the back end. He needs to stay healthy. The 7th and 8th inning was a problem for the Blue Jays last year. They think they've addressed some of the issues that they have. If their bullpen holds up, much like the Phillies, if the bullpen is good, it doesn't have to be great. The Blue Jays may be the team to beat the East.
There's some maturity again by Vlad, who's still a baby. But he took what that pitcher gave him. He plucked that ball out to right field, didn't try to do too much.
When I think of two young hitters that I'm amazed at their strike zone recognition, Vlad Jr. and Juan Soto of the Nationals. For as much damage as they do, and how frustrated they could be because they get pitched around a lot, they don't swing at that many bad pitches. Now, all hitters are eventually, you get anxious, you're going to chase. Not everybody can be Barry Bonds, where you get 3 pitches to hit in a 3-game series. But both of those guys, and Vlad Jr. to me, very rarely do you see him have bad at-bats or give at-bats away. He gets count leverage 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. He's looking for a pitch in an area, and if he gets it, he's pulling the trigger.
It's a dangerous moment here for John Gray and the Rangers, because Teoscar Hernandez is another one of those really good players that you may not know a ton about, but man, can he sting the baseball? With a couple runners at board, nobody out here, and this could potentially end up being a big inning for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and one of the things is lineup of the Blue Jays, they're just resilient, and that lineup can turn itself over. You touched on it. If you're Jonathan Gray right now, then you're one swing away from this being a brand new ball game, and the rally cap's turning out at the Rogers Center.
Yeah, right down the middle, for strike one on a 3-0 pitch. And there's Springer. He scored the only run of the game for the Blue Jays. Had so many great years in Houston, the World Series MVP. But now, remember the Blue Jays, Hernandez now on a 3-1 count, with runners in first and second, and that is ball 4. Bases are loaded. I'll tell you what, you have to be careful with somebody like Teoscar Hernandez.
Activity in that bullpen for the Rangers. It's just amazing when you're playing a team like the Phillies and the Blue Jays, how, all of a sudden you feel like you've got a safe lead at 6-1, 7-1. All of a sudden, boom, they're one swing away from this. Yes, they get a real ball game.
All right, so we're going to get you back out to Toronto. Look out! Francisco Lindor goes down. He has left the ball game more for the Nats and Mets all the way.
Taste buds for a ride with the new Signature Stack Burger menu, featuring 5 mouth-watering cheeseburgers, like the loaded A1 Stack Burger and the spicy Flamethrower Stack Burger. Try the new DQ Signature Stack Burger menu today. DQ, happy tastes good.
This may sound strange, but you've been here before. You were here when this wrench was turned, and when this line was drawn. Oh, and when this stitch was sewn. You inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
Get special offers on the 2022 ES350.
King C. Gillette is a complete lineup of tools and facial hair care products. This is the Style Master, designed to style your stubble in one stroke. Pivoting metal head that defines every edge, and 3 comb lengths for added versatility. One tool that helps you choose, change, and master your style. King C. Gillette.
It was a tragedy. With knockout batteries, little Miss Cupcake never stood a chance. Until Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery. Case closed.
partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered from major hubs to remote destinations. With 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Drive to Windshield, make it easy and schedule with SafeLine because you can track us and see exactly when we'll be there.
I have a few more minutes. Let's go.
That's service that fits your schedule. Go to SafeLine.com.
Safe like repair, safe like replace. Meet Brett from Apartment 2B. He's not letting an overdraft alert get him stressed. He knows he's covered with 0 overdraft fees when he overdrafts his account by $50 or less. Overdraft assist from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
MLB Network is back in action with a brand new show this season. Celebrate the game in a new way with lively debate on Off Base, premiering Monday on MLB Network.
And we're back on MLB tonight. Hey, you've heard of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. How about Fran and Dan's Excellent Opening Weekend Adventure? You ready there?
I want to be part of that movie right there.
Let's take a look at what we are most excited about seeing this coming weekend. And we're going to start with our Wild Stallions. I'm going to let you go first. Which pitcher are you looking forward to do his thing?
Okay, call me a homer, but I'm staying in the familia. Zach Plesac of the Guardians. I think his first year, this is a big year for him. The Guardians lost a tough one yesterday. Bobby Witt made his debut, but I think this is the year that my nephew Zach puts it all together. I'm expecting him to have a really good first start in 2022 in Kansas City.
All right, you're going with
my nephew.
That's right, which makes total sense. Oh, Justin Verlander.
I knew you were going there.
We haven't seen this guy pitch in over a year. He's going to be 39 years of age. I don't know about you, but I think everyone already is looking past the Houston Astros. When you talk about Max Scherzer, when you talk about even Clayton Kershaw, Justin Verlander, he is on that level. He is an old school pitcher. He's a guy who's going to give you 7 or 8 or 9 innings. He gets stronger as the game goes longer. I can't wait to see what he's going to do coming up here.
I'm with you. That's a really strong pick.
All right, best 1-2 punch. What do you got?
Well, you know, I try to look at this, and you're looking at lineups, and you know, you go to like who's back to back, who you want to go. I had Rhys Hoskins on my mind.
Okay,
but I'm going to go with the Blue Jay guys, Bichette and Vlad Jr. We got a chance to look at Vlad Jr. I just think Bo Bichette has a chance to be the AL MVP, and Vlad, his plate coverage is amazing to me. I think these two guys back to back, when it's all said and done, I'm not sure how you're going to contain the Blue Jays, and these two guys back to back are right on point.
All right, and I like that, and I like the Blue Jays. I'm staying with another hot lineup, though. I'm going with back-to-back former MVPs. I'm going out to LA. I'm going Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman.
I knew you were going
Man, look, Mookie, one of the preeminent players on the baseball. We talked about Aaron Judge being one of the faces of the game. I think Mookie Betts is right there with him. And oh, by the way, so is Freddie Freeman, who helped them even lift the Atlanta Braves to their second World Series championship since the team's moved to Atlanta. I'm going with Betts and Freeman. I want to watch him just this weekend. I want to watch him.
You want a long haul, too.
Yeah.
You want damage in the month of October.
Yeah. We're rolling on our wild adventure here. Let me ask you about the player who you feel like came up short a year ago, who you think is going to bust out?
Rhys Hoskins, Phillies. Okay. He's going to be the right guy in the right spot in the right lineup. A lineup that's going to get pitched around a lot too, with Schwarber, Castellanos into that lineup, JT Realmuto, the reigning NL MVP, and Bryce Harper. This is the year Rhys Hoskins puts it together. I say over 100 runs batted in, and I feel confident about it.
I like it, and he's already off to a good start. I'm going with a guy who, for 2 years, nobody could get him out. I mean, he put a charge together at the end of 1 year, another year. That's Christian Yelich, and then he just kind of fell off last year. Hit just 244 last year, 9 homers, 51 RBIs. I know there were some injuries there, looked like a potential back issue. But I'm thinking healthy offseason, Christian Yelich is back. He's too good a player to not figure it out. A lot of confidence. and a lot of expectations for the Brewers in Milwaukee. I think Christian Yelich is going to be a big part of what happens.
If he comes back and is the player that he was 2019 and before, the Brewers are going to run away with the Central.
You're bigger than me, even if I get up on my... Okay, take me to us here. But we're going back here on our excellent adventure. And I don't want to be stuck in a phone booth with any big dudes. Who's the player that you least want to be stuck in a phone booth? Go
around Alvarez. Well, that is a big dude, man. And I mean, he is a big, strong guy. He's one of those guys when he walks out of the dugout and you see him at the batting screen, walking around the batting cage. He's larger than like two guys. He and Aaron Judge, when they walk out of a dugout, I'm like, man, that is a big dude. Your time is the man.
You feel me a little bit. You brought up Aaron Judge. I'm going with his tag team partner in New York, Giancarlo Stanton. He's listed at 6'6", 245. I'm telling you, there is no way this guy weighs 245 pounds. This guy is at least 260, 265. This guy is a mountain of a man. I'm not going to be stuck in a phone booth with Giancarlo Stanton under any...
No, he would be the guy that you definitely want on your side. And any brawl, you want Stanton on your side.
What do you think we're doing opening weekend? I think we're doing like 150, 200 mil. I think this movie is going to crush.
For sure. That's must-see right there. We may have the fanatic in the middle out there, too. He's joined us from the Galapagos Islands.
Let's update you on some action. It's taking place. We jump out to Toronto. Lourdes Gurriel. That's going to bring home a run.
Boy, it's amazing how in 2021 and 2022, how that base hit, that ball that's up the middle, there's always somebody standing there at second base.
Alejandro Kirk, he's one of my favorite guys that likes the league. He gets a sack fly. Little dude, he's got a little pop in that back. He got you back.
You almost feel if you're John Gray, you get out of this base, is loaded, nobody out, and stays 7-3. You almost feel like you won the inning.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going to take a break here on MLB Tonight. A couple of games that are just about to get underway here. NTT Ballpark here now taking us out to lovely Southern California. Astros and the Angels, Orizzi and Detmer. It's also Apple TV Plus game. That's much more coming up.
MLB Tonight is presented by Chevrolet, official vehicle of MLB.
When you order carryout online from Domino's, we know it takes skill to get pizza from our store through a car door to your front door. So we're going to tip you for delivering your own pizza to yourself. Get a $3 tip just for ordering carryout online, only at Domino's.
You know, we humans have come a long way on our journey. Our first language wasn't exactly, a language. Our first vehicles weren't the fastest. Our first phones weren't smart. Text mom, winky face emoji. And the first electric vehicles weren't, let's just say, they look nothing like the first ever Ioniq 5. Two-way charging, 300-mile range. The point is, it's been a long journey, but worth it. Evolve your journey. The fully electric Hyundai Ioniq 5.
Does daily stress leave you feeling out of sync? New Dove Men Stress Relief Body Wash with a plant-based adaptogen helps alleviate stress on skin so you can get back in sync. New Dove Men, a restorative shower for body and mind.
Is there trouble in these bars with our Red Twix? Why? Our special cookie is cascaded with caramel and cloaked in chocolate. Never wondered?
Try both. Pick a side. Twix. On a road trip, do you need power or optimum power? If that battery in your kid's toy dies, you are in for a long ride. So upgrade to Optimum. Duracell Optimum.
Ace is the place for paint because only Ace offers the extra mile promise. We'll help you get everything you need to paint in one trip, or we'll deliver it free. Ace is the only national hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 4,000 stores. Our best premium paint with a huge selection of colors. Premium paint, award-winning service, and the extra mile promise. Ace is the place for paint. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their paint. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Cleansing Gel is a fragrance-free, gentle, and effective cleanser and does not dry out your skin.
everything you need to see. Get all the highlights with the fastest hour on television. Quick Pitch, late nights and every morning, only on MLB Network.
And we are back on MLB Tonight to present by Chevrolet. The opening weekend, as we get back now, just in case you just joined us, this happened earlier.
Oh, look out.
Steve Cishek, Coach Francisco Lindor, down on his bottom lip. He is the fourth Met to be hit in this series. Check that fourth player again. McKinney got hit twice, and then Pete Alonso yesterday, and then now Lindor tonight. Buck Showalter's had enough. And Cishek completed his case in the fifth inning in a 4-3 game, so he's not trying to do that on purpose. Nevertheless, he got tossed, and Lindor, another look at it. Lindor ended up leaving this game, and he did not return. Keep in mind, Alonso got hit kind of in the lower chin, mouth area off the shoulder last night. He left the game, but he is playing tonight, so hopefully we will see Francisco Lindor sooner rather than later. And there you see players coming out of the dugout. We also saw the bullpens come in. And you get why Buck Showalter was unhappy, and you also get why Dave Martinez is saying, hey, our guy was trying to do that on purpose. Robinson Cano in his return, remember he missed a year ago. He missed all of last year with PED suspension and a couple of big hits last night, driven in 2 tonight. And Max Scherzer, when you don't through all the kerfuffle and everything, Max just chilled, relaxed, and then give me the ball, let me go back out there.
Yeah, he's a throwback to an era when guys want to finish what they start. That won't be the case. He has a little bit of a hamstring issue that delayed him from throwing the opener, but boy, he sure looks on point. Fastball, looking at the breaking ball, back towards slider, has some familiarity. Two-time Cy Young Award winner wearing a Nationals uniform.
All right, the 4-3, Mets on top. We go to Atlanta, defending World Series champs. And they're back to rolling tonight. And the Reds want to see if they can get back in. It's 7-0.
The Moose, call the Park Ranger. The Moose is loose. A little bit under this one. It should drive in the first run for the Reds. I thought Joey Votto was mic'd up last night. I found it entertaining.
It was great. And Joey's always interesting, no doubt about that. Tyler Stevenson. That ball deflected. Jake Fraley and Tommy Pham scored. Well, it's a 7-3 game. Tommy Pham. You know, a lot of people talk about the Reds and all their subtractions. And they added Pham. He's in left field. Jesse Winker named Daniel Suarez now members of the Seattle Mariners. So now this is a 7-3 game. Morton 5 1/3, and he has 5 Ks through 78. When we come back, we will head north of the border once again. And all of a sudden, there's a 7-3 game. Vlad Guerrero Jr. has helped to keep the Blue Jays around in this one. More MLB Tonight after the break.
When you step into a new day, determined, committed, willing to take on whatever facets of you, that new day is yours to own, yours to shape, and yours to be proud of. Ram, J.D. Power's #1 brand in vehicle quality.
Right now, during Ram Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
Meditation, a sense of calm that comes from being transported to your new party place. Our value, lowest price, or we'll make it right. But we gotta tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. You gotta do it fast.
Woo! New personal record, Limu!
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Gillette introduces the all-new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar, a razor designed to give you a quick and easy shave. It combines shaving and gentle exfoliation into one efficient stroke. The bar in the handle removes unseen dirt and debris that gets in the way of the blades, giving you a shave as quick and easy as washing your face, so you can look like you put in an effort, effortlessly. Gillette, the best a man can get.
With Armor All, a little bit of this protects you from a lot. Okay. Armor All, minimum effort, maximum protection.
We believe there's an innovator in all of us. That's why we build technology that helps everyone come to the table and do more incredible things.
Oh yeah. Wait, listen.
Congratulations, you're having an out-of-apartment experience. Apartments.com can help you trade this love nest for
An actual nest.
the most popular place to find a place.
Catch two division clashes on MLB Network's Saturday doubleheader. At 1 Eastern, the White Sox take on the Tigers. Then the Mets and Nationals square off at 7. Day-night doubleheader baseball starts at 1 Eastern on MLB Network.
Highlights from earlier today: White Sox taking on the Tigers. Javi Baez making his debut as the brand new shortstop for the Detroit Tigers. 6 years, $140 million. Also, Spencer Torkelson making his MLB debut, playing first, batting eighth, #1 pick overall back in 2020. Eloy Jimenez facing Eduardo Rodriguez, and Jimenez with a base hit.
How about Eduardo Rodriguez? Signed one of the first guys to sign.
That's right.
Before the lockout. Tigers locked him up early.
Andrew Vaughn, no!
There we go. Look at this. This is athletic, right? You get up, reverse spin, one hop throw, and a nice pick by Torkelson at first.
A.J. Pollock, the White Sox just picked him up, trade Craig Kimbrell to the Yankees.
You know, I think that's going to be a good trade for both teams.
Oh,
Kimbrell, we'll get into it a little bit later, picked up his first save of the year for the Dodgers.
Luis Robert with an RBI double. White Sox on top 3-0. Rodriguez, 4 innings, 300 runs.
Boy, how about the changeup? Lucas Giolito made that 92-mile-an-hour fastball look 100. Great straight changeup. Threw it in just enough sliders. There was an 84-mile slider. Only bad thing came out of this one after 4 at Dama with the strike.
And the 6, still 3-0 White Sox. Larry Garcia. Torkelson.
How about this? Known for his bat, flashing some leather.
Nicely done in the 8th now. 3-1. Bases loaded for Miguel Cabrera. He's only about, 13 hits shy of 3,000. Drops one in for a base hit. 2-run score. All of a sudden, we're tied up at 3.
Just really hit the heater, 96 miles an hour. Tied things up.
Set it up to be a good game. Andrew Vaughn. Gregory Soto, White Sox back on top 4-3.
Not an easy thing to do. Soto made the All-Star team last year for the Tigers.
William Hendricks had a great year last year, but the Tiger bats got them today. Eric Haas.
How about this? Another fastball, middle third, up and in. Haas turns it around. Tied again, now 4 apiece.
And then here's Austin Meadows. They just picked him up in a trade with the Rays. And Meadows legs out a triple with 2 down. So here's Javi Baez now. Could he be the hero? That ball is deep, but it's in the far foul. It's there. Grabs it.
Now, a little bit too close to the watch this. Deflects off the glove, off the white in the yellow part of the wall. Great call. Guess what? Walk off Javi Baez.
How about that? And Baez said, hey, no, that hit the wall. And so Baez hits the walk-off, a single in his debut. Tigers, they walk it off. They won 5-4. Baez 2 for 5. Could hardly hold in his emotions after his Detroit debut.
I got Bradley Bruder now. Jeez. Obviously, really happy. we came back all the way. And, you know, I told Andy at first about I'm injured, I got a haywire. And he was like, settle down, first game. And then this happened, so just happy that we're back here. Woo. Guys, it's not going to be easy this year, but it's going to be fun. We need your support. Let's go, Tiger!
Great clip for Hobby in game one. As we go inside the park now, John Gray's night is done. And look, it's tough. This lineup is deep. Here is Bo Bichette in a 7-3 game. After George Springer walk, Bichette.
You get the feeling that I do that this one is far from over. Greg Amser and Harold Reynolds are going to be out from 10 to 1. Something tells me they're going to be some look-ins. This game is far from over. North of the border.
Runners on the corners now. Bichette's incomparable. I mean, what a breakout year he had a year ago. 190 plus hits. Been there, done that.
There's the two-seam fastball up and away. Doesn't try to pull it. And just hits a bullet inside the bag at first base.
All right, so Vlad Guerrero Jr. is coming up, so we keep you posted here as the pitching change takes place in Toronto. So the 7-3. So hold on, we'll go back there. But first, let's squeeze in the Red Sox and the Yankees. Opening day for Aaron Judge. Scheduled to be a free agent after the season. Yankees offered him a 7-year, $213 million contract extension, which he turned down.
Betting on himself. How about Garrett Cole? A little angry. He wants to get started.
And
He's like, come on, let's go. They're like, hey, Billy Crystal's throwing out the first pitch. He's like, I don't care.
yeah, come on now, Karen. We got Billy Crystal's a legend. You know, so they all right, goes, I'm okay, we got it. And here is Cole now, facing Rafael Devers. Remember, Cole and Evaldi is squared off in the 2021 wild card game. That's 99 up, and it's up.
Remember the book was, hey, guy can't get to a good fastball. Better rewrite that book.
Devers, you can just feel it. We're going to explode this year after the great 2021. JD Martinez opted in.
I know Yankee fans were expecting more, but after a rocky first inning, Garrett Cole did settle down the next 3 innings.
Xander Bogaerts.
Tony Two Chains! Come on!
Anthony Rizzo signed a 2-year free agent deal with the Yankees. Off Nathan Eovaldi. He's ready to do.
He does. Great.
Here's Cole on the 4th by the Nothing you can do about that.
99 on the knees, on the corner, forget about it.
Jackie Bradley Jr.
90-mile-an-hour changeup, Judge there, and Red Sox still with a 3-2 lead heading into the 4th.
Just 68 pitches for Cole on the day. Giancarlo Stanton, Yankees down 3-2, not anymore.
Look out. You couldn't pay me to sit those first 3 rows. Look, when a line drive coming out would not be trying to catch that.
I told you I don't want any part of a phone booth with that young man. Game tied up and through. Alex Verdugo. They got him in the deal from Mookie Betts from L.A. And the Red Sox on top 4-3 in the 8th, though. Here's DJ LeMahieu. He's going to move off first base because of Rizzo, who plays primarily second. They can move him around. They're not moving him out of the box, though, because of this.
Great sign. This was what we saw from LeMahieu a couple of years ago. Right center field, right field power. Looks like his old self.
Bottom 9 tied at 4, 2 on, 2 out for Stanton.
Oh, this is a nasty slider right here from Robles. Woo!
So we go to extras, and again, we start the extra frame for the run at second base. Xander Bogaerts drops it in. Jonathan Araújo is going to come around third, and he scores. Red Sox on top 5. Well, check this out. Bogaerts, he felt something there in his right leg.
Looks like, listen, we're not doctors, but it almost looks like a high breath type of hamstring.
Left again in the 10th now. Runner on third, Gleyber Torres.
This was a terrific at bat. Down 0-2 in the count, put the ball in play. Good things happen. Great sac fly.
And now the 11th. The runner on second for Josh Thompson, and just picked him up in a trade. The Minnesota Twins gets through. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is going to score, and Donaldson walks it off. He says, I'm here in the Big Apple. The Yanks, they won it 6-5 a year ago. This lineup
had some holes in it, kind of a station-to-station offense. There were some strikeouts in there, but to mix some things up, Donaldson's going to bring some spark. And here he is after the walk-up.
Kept playing hard the entire time, got down early, had a couple bumps in the road early on. You know, Rizzo hitting the ball in the first inning, kind of getting us back in it. And, you know, this is what you expect, you know, in these type of series. Opening day, beautiful day out here. It was awesome to be part of it. It's incredible. It's not something I can say that I pictured one day and I didn't. But I'm here and I'm really excited about being a part of this ball club. And I know my family's excited. And, you know, today was a great day for us.
Another big day for the Yankee bullpen. 6 innings, 1 run allowed.
All right, TNT Ballpark game now takes us out to Angel Stadium. Mike Trout and the Angels set to take on the Astros. It's coming up momentarily. We'll get you out there for a couple of early looks next.
America, I got you. We told Reggie Miller Williams will give away our amazing breakfast biscuits for $1 for every bucket he makes. No luck. Truth is, we were gonna do it anyhow.
What, a better biscuit for $1? Choose one. Choose Wendy's.
She's still awake.
Don't worry. The Lexus RX, built for modern families.
$1,500 lease cash available on 30-month 2022 RX lease programs.
Demanding job, keep you on your feet. Get the most cushioning you need with new Skechers Max Cushioning. Durable, slip-resistant traction helps keep you steady and secure. And Skechers exclusive air-cooled memory foam provides all-day comfort. Get Max Comfort with Max Cushioning on Skechers.com.
Dad, we got this.
We got this.
Don't you have to?
We got this.
We got this.
We got this.
We got this.
Life is for living.
We got this.
Let's partner for all of it. Edward Jones.
Now that you can get anything on Uber Eats, you're probably wondering, can I eat anything I get delivered? Well, here's how to know. Look at it. And if it's food, eat it. And if it's not food, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Is anyone confused by that? Like, what kind of food would eat show? Not as good as broccoli. Probably broccoli.
Dion, hand it over. Now, how does that make you feel?
Like a part of me is missing.
Gabrielle, this Old Spice featured hand and body lotion has me smoother than ever.
That's what it does.
With DirecTV Stream, I can get live TV and on demand together. Watch Serena Williams, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman. Serena, Wonder Woman.
You cannot be serious.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on-demand DirecTV Stream. Now get $30 off over 3 months.
Lead off the day with MLB Central. Starring heroes Lauren and Milford. Live. Drop off like it's hot. Yeah, no, man.
100%.
With baseball's latest buzz and breakdowns.
We come here to get hot.
I know how to fight.
Another mind scrambler right out of your shoes.
And daily guests from all around the horn.
Yeah, it does look good on camera.
Oh, we were great. MLB Central, weekend when it's 9 Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
Welcome back to MLB Tonight, presented by Chevrolet. We got some things happening. Let's go north of the border. Here's Vlad Guerrero, left on the corners. Again, the center opposite field base hit.
I know we've talked a lot about the Dodgers lineup, but don't fall asleep on the Phillies or the Blue Jays. This Blue Jays lineup is lethal.
And it's not always about the superstar names here. Runners at first and second, down 7-4. Yeah, the Blue Jay fans are pumped. And they get an opportunity to cheer on opening day for the first time since 2019. And again, this guy is a man. Teoscar Hernandez, 32 bombs, 116 ribbies a year ago. There might be some teams that have pitched the Blue Jays, but few teams are going to out-hit.
They might be the most entertaining team in baseball to watch. They have some young star power players. They're a young, exciting team. I want to see them put that jacket on.
I know. That's the Blue Jays.
To the rescue.
It represents all the different countries that of all the players there on the roster, the 40-man come from. It's an eclectic group, but boy,
we have to talk our way into going on assignment to do a Blue Jays game. We have to do like a pre- and post-game show. Where is that thing, right? If we can talk to the right people.
That's right. Oh, Cliff Floyd over there at LB Network, he does the pre and post. So a lot of those games out there in Toronto, I know he's loving it. Blue Jays and Rangers, this was a 7-0 game, folks. It's 7-7. All right, so let's go out to Anaheim for the first time tonight. The Astros are taking on the Angels. Detmer's facing Jose Altuve. And I kind of feel like people are forgetting about the Astros already, Danny, because they're in the World Series.
I want to tell you what, Framber Valdez was terrific last night. 7 innings, a 1-run baseball. Altuve had a little bit of a tough time with Shohei last night, but jumps on top of that high fastball right there. Really good team. Even though the Mariners are much improved, I picked the Mariners to win it. The division still runs through the Astros.
All right, so say hello, Reed Detmers, to Jose Altuve. The Astros jump on top here at 1-0. Michael Brantley was ended up being called out on the spread. All right, Dave, that's one more game here on Apple TV. So here are the ways to watch Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. Brand new this year, early on, no subscription needed. Just launch the Apple TV app, select the game directly from there. And then from the MLB TV app, tap on the Apple TV game. That's going to redirect you there to the Apple TV app. And for more information, just visit Apple Knowledge Base. But it is brand new this year. Major League Baseball partnered up with Apple TV. You go back now to the Nats and Mets, Starlin Marte. We won at second and third. And again, I cannot emphasize that enough. The additions of Marte and Canna are going to prove big dividends, and also Eduardo Escobar. These guys are professional players. They know how to just roll out there and play the game, and if they stay healthy, they will be tough for any opposing pitcher to deal with. This guy's 5'2" player.
Yeah, he is. He's a really good player, and I really like what the Mets are doing. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we are able to see Jacob deGrom be able to do his thing in 2022. If so, if I were a Met fan, how about back-to-back nights, going out to Citi Field when the weather warms up, seeing deGrom, Scherzer go back-to-back.
Starlin Marte hit 310 a year ago, and also can run like the wind. Led the majors with stolen bases, 6-3. The Mets on top. They improved their lead. As we go to Atlanta, and here is Matt Olson in a 7-3 game.
Olson, how about this? Using a hole. He almost hit one out earlier. Drove one right to the base of the wall. Looked like he had his first Braves home run, but puts the ball in play, like you touched on. His average may not be where Freddie Freeman's was near 300, 350, but this guy's a terrific player.
It's not on Olson's face. Anytime you beat the ship, don't take it. I'm quite sure definitely intended to do, but I don't take it. That whole left side of the infield wide open. And so the Braves are rolling right now up top with 7-3. Here's Marcell Ozuna. They missed Ozuna for all of last year. Violating Major League Baseball's domestic use policy, but he is back. All right, let's go live out to San Diego for the first time. Check that Arizona for the first time tonight. And check in with Luke Voigt and the Padres facing Merrill Kelly and the D-backs. Remember, It was one of the points here in our same game parlay. If Voigt could go deep from Kelly, that was part of the mix there, presented by DraftKings. And again, I think one of the reasons why that was thrown in the mix is because he's done it before. So we also had, I believe, a base hit from Ketel Marte. He's one of more hits.
And he's a big dude, but he looks bigger than the Padres. You know, I don't know if that's that Tiger cut uniform that he wore with the Yankees, but Fran, I don't think we want to be in a phone booth with that guy either, right?
There were a number of guys.
Giancarlo Framber, this guy. Yeah. We'd be pretty safe though, right?
Yeah, but I give Luke Voigt a ton of credit because he was able to just keep his head down, keep playing. He had to battle through some injuries there when he was a member of the Yankees. He loved being a part of that ball club. Remember one year the COVID shortened regular season. He led all of baseball with 20 bombs for the 60-game regular season. And, you know, they ended up,
just put in a really bad spot. The Yankees acquired Anthony Rizzo via trade last year at the deadline. And, you know, I don't know anybody that has a beef to pick with Anthony Rizzo. He's a great guy. Everybody wants to have him on his team. And unfortunately for Luke Voigt, he was just stuck behind that roadblock, which in that last year turned out to be re-signing Anthony Rizzo, and there was no place for him to play.
And, you know, the injury bug was something that he had a hard time getting over, and I will give him credit because there were many times you knew he was not 100%, and he was on there on that field, kind of limping around, but still he knew how much his back played for that Yankees lineup. His biggest issue was obviously defensively. Anthony Rizzo is a superior defender at first base, and so as a player, you know this, Dan, if you're going to get an opportunity to play, that's where you want to be.
It's about opportunities, and listen, it's very difficult for a guy that's built like he is, the kind of offensive player he is. If he doesn't get enough consistent at-bats, he's not the kind of guy that can sit for 2 or 3 days in a row. You stick him in the lineup, you bring him off the bench. He's just not that kind of player. I think the value for him is to get as many at-bats as you can when he gets hot. He can carry a team. They're going to need some help with Tatis being out for a while. I still think, and I know you're going to look at me like, what? I still think Manny Machado is the best player on this team. No, I just do. I get all of the talent with Tatis, but for me, Fran, he's going to have to find a way to stay on the field. He is far superior talented than Manny Machado. I'm not questioning that, but he has to figure out how. He has to find a way to keep himself healthy and on that field.
Fractured wrist with a motorcycle incident in the Dominican Republic this offseason, so he's going to miss at least a couple of months here. Maybe he'll be back in late May. But look, I mean, you're a player of that talent, that caliber. We're talking about the Mets trying to hold the fort until Jacob deGrom gets back. Padres are thinking about the same thing here with don't forget Fernando Tatis Jr. for a couple months. And the last thing you need to do in the NL West is spot the Dodgers.
It is a couple of months. Watching this at bat, I've always thought with Luke Voigt, to get him off speed, like something slow to the slow, curveball changeup. He's on the fastball, but if you can slow something really slow, pretty good take right there. That's the breaking ball 3-2. Good at bat.
All right, so the Padres, they blew a game last night. Craig Stammen came on. They thought they had locked up in the 7th here with a 3-run walk-off homer. Juan Soto facing his old teammate Max Scherzer. He digs in. You know, Scherzer's up for the fight. We'll go to D.C. next.
MLB Tonight is presented by Chevrolet, official vehicle of MLB.
I need 2 bacon on bacon quarter-pound double cheeseburgers. Coming right up. Can someone grab more bacon? We're gonna need more of that tangy smoke sauce. Order up. Solid bacon on bacon quarter-pound double cheeseburger.
Boy, we've come a long way. You know, in the old days, there were no lights, no heat, no creature comforts. Just creatures. Everyone comfy?
No, sir. Not at all.
Nowadays, you just plug everything into your car. You got lights, heat.
We are out of pesto.
I'll make a run. Hey, everybody comfy?
No, not at all.
Okie Your journey at its most evolved. The fully electric Hyundai Ioniq 5 now with 2-way charging. With Armor All, a little bit of this protects you from a lot of that. maximum protection.
Meet a future mom, a first-time mom, and a seasoned pro. This mom's one step closer to their new minivan. Yeah, you'll get used to it. This mom's depositing money with tools on hand. Cha-ching. And this mom, well, she's setting an appointment here so her son can get set up there and start his own financial journey. That's because these moms all have Chase. Smart bankers, convenient tools, one bank with the power of both. Chase, think more of what's yours.
It's time to break up with your basic cleanser. Introducing a Hydro Boost Hyper Heat Cleansing Gel.
Join MLB Network and your favorite players for a show made just for you. Play ball. It's all the big moments, bat flips, and amazing plays from an exciting week of baseball and tips to up your game. Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network.
This is the kind of bats we waited all off season for. Giant versus Giants. Scherzer versus Soto. All right, let's respect dude.
Man, I just can't get over the eye that he has at the plate. And he doesn't get that many pitches to hit. He's an amazing offensive player. He is so seasoned beyond his years.
Josh Bell lines out. Max Scherzer. It's Max Scherzer. Another nice outing for Scherzer to start the 2022 season. Remember, wasn't sure if he was going to start with a little tweaked hamstring, but Thursday was all right. And pitched 6 innings tonight, struck out 6, walked just 1. It's a 6-3 game. And Robinson Cano, a drive with a couple. Started with Marte take care of business as well. All right,
McGill was terrific in the opener, 5 scoreless last night for the Mets. The Mets are rolling right now, but how about those Toronto Blue Jays? That's down 7-0. And we said, hey, Greg and Harold, they're going to take us home from 10-1. They're going to have something to talk about. We said that game wasn't over. Teoscar 3-run bomb. 7-7.
Before we get out of here, let's jump back out to Toronto here and take a quick peek here at the Rangers and the Blue Jays. And that's been all right. Are you kidding me? In a 7-7 game.
Can we stay out? We pumped this game up and then hand it over to Greg and Harold. That's not fair.
The lineup is ridiculous. Santiago Espinal, he was pinch hitting there, folks.
Man.
I mean, it is...
Yeah, but if you're going to hand the ball off, you got to hand it off to these 2 running backs, though.
That's a game right there. Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
We're the same.
Thank you very much.
DQ is taking your taste buds for a ride with the new signature Stack Burger menu, featuring 5 mouth-watering cheeseburgers, like the loaded A1 Stack Burger and the spicy flamethrower Stack Burger. Try the new DQ signature Stack Burger menu today. DQ, happy tastes good.
Get the truck that's built to serve right from your living room with Ram eShop. Search, find, and buy your perfect truck online and get delivery from the comfort of your own home. Credit approval, price, and payment calculations all made quick, easy, and safe. The keys are just a click away with Ram's eShop. Right now, during Ram Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
Introducing the all-new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. It combines shaving and gentle exfoliation into one efficient stroke for a shave as quick and easy as washing your face.
Shake and taps got running. So be careful what you shake. Temptations gantries. All it takes is a shake.
There are things in our communities that need immediate attention, both seen and unseen. Over 500,000 Americans are experiencing homelessness, but with support from Rocket Mortgage and Go for Zero, communities are responding in a new way and proving that homelessness can be solved in their communities and in yours. Join us.
I know there's conflicting information about Dupuytren's contraction.
But that I couldn't get treated yet.
Well, people may think that their contracture has to be severe to be treated, but it doesn't. If you can't lay your hand flat on the table, talk to a hand specialist.
But what if I don't want surgery?
Then you should find a hand specialist certified to offer non-surgical treatments.
What's the next step?
Visit findahandspecialist.com today to get started.
Congratulations, you're having an out-of-apartment experience. Because these cramped confines aren't to fit your rapidly expanding family, but with more rental listings than anybody else. Apartments.com can help you trade this love nest for
An actual nest.
baby names. For a boy, Brad. For a girl, Brad. Apartments.com, the most popular place to find a place.
All this month, MLB Network kicks off the season with live game action. Big stars, fierce rivalries, non-stop excitement. Here's what's on the lineup card Sunday on MLB Network.
Oh, opening day rolls on. Inside the park we go. Who's that? Oh, that's Mike Trout. And that's the voice of Harry. But here comes a knot. What's this laser? This is live, folks. I didn't want you to be disappointed when he didn't hit a laser, so I wanted to let you know. Earl didn't know something. I 1 for 1 yesterday. Yes, you were. Right. Mike Trout got his second. Ohtani leading off. A little bit behind that heater. Is it going to take the great Mike Trout time to get back to the level that he was at? I mean, he's not going to be clicking where he's going to hit every pitch until probably, I would say, mid-May. He starts getting going. He'll survive. He'll hit 300. But once we get to mid-May, you'll see him. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's 360, 350, with damage. He'll get to that point where he's going to start clicking. His last game was May 17th, regular season baseball. Yeah, so that's a full year. And for people at home that think, you know what, he played spring training baseball games. A baseball game is a baseball game. No, not even the same. And the thing about spring training is we're going to take a look at Shohei Ohtani here getting a base hit. Flip it out there. The thing about spring training baseball is most veteran pitchers, the guys that are going to be people are relying on, are not showing you the best stuff. They're getting it work, and they're working on things. Yeah. So you're not really getting the full arsenal. What did you think of the arsenal from Shohei Ohtani last night? I could not stop watching him. He was a true ace. 14 outs, 9 strikeouts. Good stuff, no doubt about it. Now, all of the aces, for the most part, are on a short leash. You're going to be upset about this, but he's still got to win games. He does. Well, there's some guys that, Harry, we can't talk about that now in April. No, everyone's on a short leash. All the great starters aren't going to. This stuff is electric. I'm just saying, what we've seen from Shohei, we know the stuff is incredible. That's why he's the best player in the league, and that's why he's the most fun to watch. But at some point, he's going to have to be that guy when he takes the ball and you know it's win day. It's not win day yet. It's excitement day. It's a great exhibition. But Max Scherzer takes the ball, it's win day. He's down 3-0 tonight. He's going to win that game. If you once it got 3-3, Scherzer's not losing. Verlander doesn't lose. Wainwright's not losing. Shohei will give it back up. So he's got to get to that point where he slams the door.
His team didn't score any runs most of the game.
No.
His velocity was up. I'm looking at the things. If the Angels are in the expanded postseason where from 10 teams to 12 teams, if the Angels are in, I care about what is coming out of Shohei Ohtani's hand. His four-seam fastball was up 2 miles an hour from last year's average. His stuff was electric. Matter of fact, Matt Vasgersian, the guy who's calling game, it was the best stuff they've seen from Shohei Ohtani. That's what I care about. I don't care about his Rendon gets his first knock of the year. I don't care if his team didn't score many runs. He can't control that. I mean, yes, he can.
Yeah, he can.
He's batting leadoff. But it's not about the start of the year. I think he checked every box if you're an Angel fan.
I'm not saying he didn't. What I'm saying is, as the season progresses, he's got to win games. It can't be, hey, Shohei's stuff was electric tonight, and the Angels lost again when he pitched. They won't be in that extra postseason game if that happens.
That's Reed Detmers. He was 1-3 last year. Small cup of coffee. They're expecting big things from him. So is Altuve. Look at fastball down the middle. This is how they scored first batter of the game tonight. Altuve was so strong. And I gotta be honest, so not large.
He's a little man.
It is incredible to stand next to Jose Altuve.
You know what he reminds me of, though? A prize fighter. You know, you always talk about pound for pound. This guy's the toughest guy pound for pound, or the strongest guy. That's Jose Altuve. There's nobody for that. That ball right there, if we go back and look at that, is on the outside half. And he just goes, boom.
Yeah.
He is so strong, pound for pound. As strong as
just watch this. Watch where this pitch is. And look at this aggressive hack from a 5'6", 165-pound man.
Look at this. That ball is away. And he hooks it over the fence in left center. That ball is outside. Look how far outside it is. He's like 3-1. I'm hitting a fastball. And he got it.
That's not a bad pitch.
No, that's a good pitcher's pitch. 3-1.
In 5th grade, at St. John the Baptist Elementary School in Sussex, all the kids stood around. As a big-boned Greg Amsinger, they called me Greggy at the time, stepped on the scale in front of all the nuns in the Catholic school. And Greggy weighed 155 pounds.
What?
The kids were like, whoa! Can you believe they did that? There was an audience for me to stand and stand on the scale. I was big boned back then, yeah. And then I grew, but yeah. I was 155 pounds in 5th grade.
That's great movie right there.
Was.
Wow. This is a pop.
Yeah, Jeff McNeil. Short and quick.
I think he's got a good year.
Here's a lot to catch people up on. In case you're just sitting down on the couch and you want to know what happens with the Mets and Nationals, buckle up. Now, as we show you what's going on in this game, there were batters hit by baseballs yesterday. So just remember that as Robbie Cano, since this one interesting, he's my pick for, and I'll come back later.
He's playing great. How about Buck Showalter running out there second base? I don't like that. Oh, is Cano's going to make the team? Oh, will he DH? Oh.
With a man aboard, dislocation for Mad Max.
Wow.
Josh Bell unloads.
Where that ball landed. Remember, I had Josh on the Phillies. Hot stuff. I was like, is Josh Bell still Phillies?
That's why I love you, bro. You made a mistake 3 months ago, and then remind people you did it.
Started hard day to the party.
Down the line, the Mets taking the lead in the 5th. Now this is ugly. Steve Cishek on the mound. That is fastball, ace of Francisco Lindor. He squares around to bunt. It didn't look like he got a lot of bat, if any bat at all. And you see Buck Showalter come out, livid man. Harold, what's the backstory to this?
Well, the backstory is the Mets had 3 guys hit last night. 1 in the shoulder, 1 in the face. And that's why this was upsetting. Here's another guy in the face. And I know people are saying, oh, he's squaring around the bunny. Look where the location of the ball is. It's still up, and it's in your head. And I know when you're bunting, they want to throw a ball up, so you're going to pop it up. But that's too high. And you know, listen to the broadcast. They said, hey, he shouldn't be tossed out of the game. You know, and I'm like, he's got to go. Just the optics of the fact that they hit 3 guys yesterday. Your pitcher's gone. This is the major leagues. And the umpire's job is to control all of this. Because we are in game 2 in a divisional rival. So the umpires say, no problem. You think they're not going to pluck anybody later in the game for the Mets?
Here's my issue with that.
Okay, let's talk.
When they cracked down on the use of substances on baseballs last year during the regular season, the temperature
Let's
wasn't...
finish the highlight, then we'll come back and talk. How about that? We watched Marte get a base hit. He said,
well, we've got really intelligent viewers. I don't think we need to say what happened for people to acknowledge.
Okay. So the Mets came back when they had 6-3. Let's go. Go ahead.
6-3 to 7 if you can't read. But no, my issue with it is, last year they cracked down on substances on baseballs while the weather was warm. We're in April, it's 48 degrees, sun goes down, it's cold. What was normally used to get a good grip in April and in early May during the regular season for these pitchers is not allowed anymore. So we're going to see the ball get away. Well, I just have a hard time thinking that Steve Cishek was doing anything intentional there. When you know someone out, you have to assume that there is intent.
Oh, we act like baseball just got invented in the last 10 years. Like, oh, that was technology. I'm sorry. Guys have been throwing cold baseballs without goop on their hands for years. I'm sorry, Greg, that's just a fact. You'll have a few guys every now and then that say, yes, I use Bontar when I pitched, all that stuff. Okay, but that's not everybody. The fact of the matter is this. Does that help them in the grip? Yes, I understand your argument, 100%. But if you open the door back open again, do you think it gets closed? So let's give it tack all you want in April. And now it's warmed up, and now we take it away. Is that
I'm okay with Steve Cishek getting tossed if both sides were warned. There were no warnings.
Greg, you don't have to have, here's what people miss. You don't have to have a warning. You have to watch the game. Yesterday, you think there wasn't any chirping about 3 guys getting hit? Pete Alonso gets hit in the head. You had a guy get off the shoulder. Let's see some.
So we're tossing guys out of games for accidents.
We're tossing guys out of games. Yeah, it's the big league. Control the ball.
That's the equivalent of in the NBA.
Can we roll the video, guys?
Real quick, let me finish one point. That's the equivalent in the NBA. You go up for a rebound, you come down, and your elbow smokes a guy in the face. So we got to toss this guy out of the game because that hurt him badly, broke his nose. It was an accident.
If it happened repeatedly, Greg, you got to defend it. And you're always saying, protect the stars. Who got hit tonight in the face?
I'm
star.
I'm with you.
So if you want to just let Lindor get hit, but here's what happened. Okay, slider that was off the foot, breaks in, no problem. I'll throw that one out.
You should throw that out.
Okay, it's a breaking ball anyway. Let's hit my pitch. Now this one, boom. Is that okay?
They're 2 on, 2 outs.
It's the big leagues. He hit him in the head. All right, that's 1. There's the next hitter.
That's
2. That's 2. In the head. This is the major leagues. If you can't control the ball inside, then don't play. Go back to AAA and figure out how to control the ball. And I don't want to hear it's cold out. So when this happens and the guy gets hit, and Steve Cishek, nicest guy in the world,
who's been around forever. He's a veteran. This is a guy that knows how to
throw. I don't care if that's Nolan Ryan. If 2 guys have been hit in the head and I'm umpiring the game, I'm throwing it out because I have to control the game. That is my job. I don't need intent. I don't need a conversation. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Okay, hit another guy in the head. No problem. No, my
Nolan
job.
Ryan hit 15 guys in 1 season. And Nolan Ryan, you played against Nolan Ryan, he did it intentionally a lot. As we go inside the park to Atlanta, 7-3.
Greg, we don't even let guys slide in hard anymore. The umpire's job is to protect the players now. And look, they have to kick him out of the game. The optics are just too bad. I'm sure Cishek didn't hit him on purpose. No, he's a veteran pitcher. But the bottom line is, he did. And you can't sit there and hit people in the head, especially after 2 guys got hit the night before. So let's just have open season for Max Scherzer now, get even. What that did is it kept Max Scherzer from getting even. So if you want to get even, let me plug Cano, Soda. Let me go ahead and get Josh Bell, because I'm getting even if the umpires don't control it.
The umpires control anything.
They just did. They did their job. They threw the pitcher out. They shut down all the rest of the stuff. They did. You know I'm right.
I don't know. I just think it's April. They changed the rules by basically instituting the rules that were already in place.
So how come the Brave pitcher hasn't hit anybody in the head?
Well, Atlanta's a little warm.
Okay, let's go to another.
It's a little warm.
Let's go to a cold weather game. Let me see what we got going on. Well, we got a bunch of West Coast games. But what happened in the Yankee game today? They hit anybody in New York?
Rizzo got
Boston.
hit.
I mean,
Come on.
what up? St. Louis last night. I
understand the frustration.
12-degree weather. He didn't hit anybody.
I know, but velocity's not his thing. He's not throwing the balls already. He's
Still close. Still former closer. The C-Shack throw the ball that hard.
he still throws 94.
He's still gripping the same baseball that Adam Wainwright's gripping. Bottom line is, you can't hit guys in the head and say, well, there's no intent. Oh, I'm sorry, there's no warning. They've been hitting it. I don't need to have a warning when a guy gets hit in the head. I'm sorry. If he hit him off his thigh, you got an argument. But in the head for 3 players, that doesn't need to be intent. The intent is you can't throw inside. So I take it away.
That is a bullet, and it's going to get through. So on an 0-2 pitch, Kenley Jansen in the ninth has 2 aboard. The Reds not done as Kenley is spreading his stuff for the first time in Atlanta.
And this is what when he doesn't throw the ball well. It's crazy, right? That closers come into games with non-save, and they struggle.
They do. There's got to be incentive. You know, guys are sleeping. To the desert, Sean Manaea. Hair is rocking.
I love this sign.
Is that C.J. Abrams?
What is that?
Eric Hosmer, terrific.
The analytics say not a good first baseman. Come on now, guys.
Bob Melvin is very secure at first base.
The Duke pick. I'm sorry. Look at what he does. And if you're an infielder and you got Eric Hosmer to throw to, he just saved C.J. Abrams a nervous night. Because once you throw that ball away, and it's his first major league game, he doesn't want the ball hit him in the net. But I got Hosmer over there, because that's a routine play. He threw in the dirt. He choked it. And it was picked by Hosmer.
That was on Kelly. He was so built and the pressure was so showed up. This guy is smooth. He's got 1980s flair.
That was smooth.
Jorge Alfaro swinging a miss, and no, stay on the back.
Oh, CJ.
He reached via Gilbert's choice. He's going too fast in the steroids. They love this kid for good reason.
Oh, you can see it. You can see it. They just slide like
no.
He didn't land the plane too well. If he got his foot back, he didn't deserve to get back. I hope that when he gets back to the dugout, they laugh and joke at him. Because that's going to make you feel like part of the club. If nobody says anything to you,
It's worse, man.
it's worse.
It's kind of like when you got in trouble by your parents and they give you the silent treatment. That was so much worse than actually getting in trouble. Like, to say something.
He was flying, though.
You gotta take a break. When we come back, Adolis Garcia, what did you just do against the Blue Jays? Epic game. That's next.
MLB Tonight is presented by Chevrolet, official vehicle of MLB.
So, are you excited?
I am, but I'm a little nervous. This feels like a big change.
But it's not. I have one. People act like they're so hard to take care of or whatever, but it's totally a piece of cake.
Well, that's good to hear.
See how easy that is?
I hope being a mom is that easy.
It's not. Bye now.
Introducing the all-electric Chevy Bolt EUV with standard home outlet installation included. Find new ease. Find new roads. Chevrolet.
At Domino's, when you order carry-out online, we'll tip you $3 to use on your next order for being your home delivery driver. Because every great delivery driver deserves a tip.
What was it?
Domino's tip you $3. Only at Domino's.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you line.
Me.
Liberty Bibbity. Liberty. Are we married to Mutual? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
With Armor All, a little bit of this protects you from a lot of that. Armor All, minimum effort, maximum protection.
Making the choice to go back to work is a big decision. But this time, I have my own job description. You know, my terms.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So go to the place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. We offer curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
The magic is calling you to stay in a Disney Resort hotel, where you're surrounded by the world's most magical celebration. You soar to adventures with extra time in any of the 4 theme parks every day. Start planning today.
New crunchy cookie M&M's. Introducing a Whopper Melt. Try the classic spicy no bacon at Burger King. Now open late.
MLB Tonight rolls on. It's going to get Harold with you north of the border. Teoscar Hernandez, 3-run game. Oh, wait a minute. In the fifth. This is how the Jays tied up.
This was a crazy game. It was 7-0. And I saw it start to happen. All of a sudden, it was a base hit, another hit, a dribble, a broken bat, then boom, there it was.
Espinal sends this one all the way to the wall. With 2 outs, the Jays are going to take a 1-run lead.
What the Jays have to win this game? They have to all.
This would be so deflating to us.
They finally have a packed house where there's no restrictions.
Wait a minute. Adolis Garcia, with 31 home runs as a rookie last year, was Appa. This kid's been one of the Rangers.
Jose Barrios gets $138 million to stay with the Jays, and he got 1 out in this game. He got 1 out.
Yeah. I will say this, he's had a great day as a player. He's still a year with the Rangers. That's why I got to pay him out.
Seager, 2 for 3. He's faced 3 times in this game. John Gray, 4 innings, 3 earned, 70 pitches. You're going to see a lot from the aces of teams. 8-8 is the score, 5 for 7. Many more updates on this game for the way. Let's go to Atlanta. Kyle Farmer at the plate. Jam shot. No one's there.
I think we need to go in second part.
Yeah, I'm on board for that. I'm on board.
Okay, Jake Fraley's digging in. Left-handed hitter Kenley Jansen debuting with the Atlanta Braves. And this to me is, I think, always unique. With 2 outs, 2 on, time run at the plate. When you've only worn 1 uniform your entire career, then at this stage of your career, you put on a different uniform, to just assume the psychology will just be there and it's all normal for Kenley Jansen, I think you're getting ahead of yourself if you assume that.
There's different pressures. and you put pressure on yourself. I don't care who you are. If you're a competitor, you want to perform for that new team. And it is weird. I had to do that. And you find yourself doing things that you never did before because your mind just goes somewhere else.
Your mind did go somewhere else. You started 0 for 16 with the Orioles.
Yeah. But that wasn't even it. I covered second on a 3-2 2-out pitch. I broke, and they hit a ground ball right through me because all I was doing was thinking about hitting. And Cal just looked at me like, what is wrong with you? Oh, man. You'll be okay. You've been in the big leagues for a long time.
You uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's trying, you put so much pressure on yourself and trying to perform. Uh-oh.
That cutter. Oh, on his hands. He was tailing in on Fraley. He was hitting this tonight. Fouls it away. So now, Kenley Jansen 2 strikes away from ending this ballgame.
Tell you, Kenley had, last time we saw him, the best stuff I've seen him have in 5 years.
I agree.
Last year, didn't season.
Yeah, a great year.
Yeah.
2 on, 2 outs, 2 balls and a strike. The Reds would love to come back and win back-to-back games to start the year. They need Fraley to do something dramatic here, down by 3.
I do think it was time for a change of scenery. But maybe not in Kenley's thinking, but in the Dodgers. I just felt like every time, no matter what he did, it was questioned. Is he going to be the guy? Should they go to Blake Trinan? Why is Kenley out there? Oh, he got it. Oh.
You don't think the same thing's going to happen with Craig Kimbrel? He gave him a run today in his Dodger debut. When you have someone as good as Blake Trinan as your fire extinguisher reliever, they're always going to ask, should you put that option tonight? Elevates things. So it's always going to get out of play.
Is it Trinan's fault?
No, he's so good. When you've got depth in your bullpen, and the Dodgers are a team that has deep pockets, they will always have depth in their bullpen.
Yeah.
And the same thing's going to exist here if Kenley struggles. You got Will Smith. You got names. It's Sean Newcomb, former starter, warming up. You got guys that were part of the World Championship team. That bullpen was a huge reason why they won the World Series. So it's not like he's going to save a bullpen. That's not what's happening in Atlanta.
I'll tell you, the guy who suffers the most,
and that is down. Oh my.
The guy who suffers the most, Greg, as we see 2 runs come across, is now 7-6. The guy who suffers the most with a short spring training is the closer. Because you're not getting the work. Because you can't throw every day to get in shape. You have to stretch it out. So now you're looking at, 3 or 4 appearances, and now the season starts. Whereas over 6 weeks spring training, you can build them up a little bit more. You may go 2 innings today. We'll pitch you 2 more in 3 more days. We'll do this or that. Now it's like, you don't get that many outings. So we've watched today, Panthers with the White Sox.
Yeah, you got Duvall with the Giants.
With the Giants, gave it up.
Kimbrel gave up a run.
Yes. Those are the guys that are going to struggle the most out the gate.
They're leaving Kenley in the game. Last year, 38 saves, a 2.22 ERA, the 34-year-old. Now the time run at first base. The Reds mounting a comeback against Atlanta and their new closer, Kenley Jansen. New York Yankees, well, it was the big home opener. Aaron Judge, so many fans loving on him. He had 2 hits. The Yankees won by 1 against the Red Sox in 11 innings. But everyone was asking Aaron Judge about the contract extension that did not happen.
I'm just disappointed because I think, I've been vocal about, I want to, be a Yankee for life. I want to bring a championship back to New York. I want to do it for the fans here. This is, their family. This is home for me, and, not getting that done right now. It stings, but, I got a job to do on the field, and I got to just, shift my focus to that now and go play some ball.
We obviously had an extended conversation over the last 3 weeks or so with Pedro with the 1 eye, and I actually had a conversation with Aaron Judge briefly as well, but we were unsuccessful. Obviously, our intent is to have Aaron Judge stay as a New York Yankee as we move forward, and I know that's his intent as well. Just for transparency purposes, our final effort was trying to buy out 7 years of free agency at $30.5 million a year, on top of the final season. which is this year, which is the arbitration setting, it would turn out to be either 17 or 21, which is his number. So total would be an 8-year deal. 7 free agent years at 30.5, plus the 17 or 21 in this final season.
Wow, Brian Cashman walking us through. So unusual, right? The numbers of a deal that never happened. This is the last 4 seasons for him. 20 plays is ridiculously productive. 148 games last year, 39 home runs. His popularity level through the roof. You can see the same thing about our own John Heyman. We love him. He joins us now live on MLB Tonight. John, how close did they get? And before we even get to that, well, you've covered a lot of press conferences with Brian Cashman. Have you ever seen him walk through the numbers of a deal that didn't get signed?
That's rare, but they wanted to be transparent. They wanted to show that they did make a good